If you start to poke around to look for stories of ET abductions, you'll quickly come to the conclusion that there is no shortage of first-hand accounts of the alien abduction phenomena, dating back decades, both in traditional print as well as more modern forms of media. It's a phenomena that continues to persist despite the ridicule that comes with the topic. Accounts describe a number of different ETs with various motivations doing various work. It's difficult to know exactly what they are up to from our earthly perspective. So I asked one in session. Hey friends, welcome back to Cosmic Hypnosis. I'm Bob, a hypnotherapist, Andromedan Starseed, and ET contactee. In today's video, we ask Morton, an Andromedan Science Officer, to come clean on the alien UFO abduction phenomena. Why do ET groups pick up Earth humans? This is what Morton has to say about it.
Why do extraterrestrials abduct humans?
Well, it really depends on the group in terms of why extraterrestrials abduct humans. Now, if you were asking us why we abduct humans, well, I would like to say that we don't like the term abduction. We like the term pickup because we are picking up members of our own race that are currently incarnated in human bodies. Now, it has been spoken on before in Bob's sessions where I believe the Pleiadians spoke on it, but they said that, typically due to agreements made between races in space, we are allowed to pick up members of our own groups. And then once we make contact with those starseeds that are incarnated on the ground, other groups may come through and pick them up. But it is typical that open contact is made with the race that you are from. Now, Bob is going to be a bit of a unique position because he has been taken by Andromeda, as well as the Tall Whites, as well as the Pleiadians, and several other groups throughout his life. But he is now going to be working openly. Now, Bob has memories of being picked up by the Andromedans, us, but he does not have memories of being picked up by the other groups because they were taken from him and screen memories were placed in their place. We do not have any negative intentions with picking up our starseeds. We are picking them up to monitor them, to check on them. In Bob's case, we have minorly healed him in a couple ways to help him along the way, but very minor. Whereas in the future, we will be fully healing Bob so that he can have a very unique way of proving his story to be true. But there are negative groups that pick humans up for other reasons. But there are neutral groups as well that will come along and pick up humans for a genetic sample. Like we have said before, humanity on Earth is blessed with a lot of diversity among their species. And so for that reason, a lot of genetic samples are taken from members of your race, as well as negative groups do come along and sometimes they take people. Now, there have been agreements made with your government. Specifically, President Eisenhower made an agreement where negative beings were able to come by and pick people up, and in return for those pickups, they will pass along technologies to your government. The deal's not quite been working out for the US government as they suspected it would. Many, many people are taken. Some of these people are brought back, some of them aren't. Some of these people are taken for negative reasons, some of them aren't. Some of them are, well, we do not mean to scare you, but some of them are taken off planets. Some of them are used as sex slaves. Some of them are used as food. Some of them are used as breeders, we would say, where they use these women to give birth. Some of them are violated in disgusting ways. And you can thank your Earth governments for making this agreement. And we would also like to say that there are several positive groups that attempted to step in and warn your governments about making this agreement, but they did it anyway. With that said, there have also been events throughout your history, such as the brain drain, where you had quite a number of scientists go missing. Where did they go? Well, they were taken off world by your governments, by different groups, and they were put to work elsewhere. There is an entire civilization that lives separate to this civilization on Earth, that has been born out of your civilization on Earth, that you know nothing about, that is 100% self-sustainable off of Earth. Your governments have lied to you a lot. But we, the Andromedans, do not pick up beings for negative reasons. The Pleiadians do not. The Arcturians do not. The Tall Whites do not. And there are other groups as well. With that said, we would also like to express that there are no positive groups that are wholly positive, and there are no negative groups that are wholly negative. While the Draco Empire is mostly pretty fucking terrible, there is a small subset of Draco that are positive. Now, the Pleiadians are great people, but there is a small subset of Pleiadians that are not so great. And that goes for every race that is out there. And so, just because you believe that one race is wholly perfect or holier than thou, or, as I stated before, if we came down in droves, you would look at us as gods. You would consider Jesus to be below us. But we are all just different beings, as I stated, at different stages in our soul evolution. And I would also say that there are many beings on your planet currently incarnated as humans, whereas if we were to take those souls out of those bodies and put them in 5D bodies, they would look like gods to you as well. If we took Bob out of his current body and took his soul and put it in a cloned vessel of Thias, he would be able to do all of the things that Thias can and more. And you would look at him as a god. Well, do you look at Bob the human as a god? No. So don't look at us as gods either. The only difference is that we can do things minorly different than you. We may be stronger. We may be able to do things that are different. But in the same vein, you have traits that are different than ours. Your curiosity, your drive to improve things, as we have stated in other regressions. You may build an airplane and then 5 minutes later, you might realize, I can make that better. I can make it consume, 0.5% less of gas. I can do whatever. And then you build a new airplane. Well, there are very few extraterrestrial species that think like that. A lot of people feel, and this is, I've got a UFO and it works, so why do I need to ever improve it? It might just be a tin can that flies to Earth, but, it gets there. Well, in the eyes of an Earth human, that tin can flying in the sky is pretty impressive because it doesn't work like a traditional aircraft in your eyes. But in the eyes of us, well, that's just a tin can that's flying in the sky. So, it's all a matter of perspective and a matter of evolutionary standpoint. But as I've been stating throughout this regression, I would just like to emphasize again that it's just a matter of where we are at in our evolution, and it does not make anyone better than anyone else.
As always, a big thanks to our patrons for your ongoing support of the channel, allowing us to do this work, and to you for checking out our content. To hear more insight from our ET friends, check out our detailed playlists here on Cosmic Hypnosis, and head over to our Patreon for the stuff we can't release publicly on YouTube, as well as membership tiers featuring discounts on your next session with us. If you're interested in finding out your purpose for incarnating on Earth, where your soul comes from, how you can best navigate your life, and hearing ideal advice by you, for you, check out the links in the pinned comment for booking a session with Alysse or myself today. We look forward to learning and growing with you. I'll catch you in the comments and see you in the next one.